A man appears on the FBI's most wanted list. His face is everywhere. Television broadcasts warn the public. Police departments across America are searching day and night. Parents tell their daughters not to travel alone. Yet despite all of this, he continues moving from state to state. He continues finding victims. And during one of the largest manhunts in America, he does something almost impossible to understand. He kidnaps a teenage girl, forces her to travel with him, then calmly buys her an airline ticket and sends her home alive. Not because he felt guilty, not because he had changed. Just days later, another young woman would lose her life. Why spare one victim only to continue the nightmare? This is the disturbing story of Christopher Wilder. Christopher Bernard Wilder was born in Australia in 1945. Friends often described him as charming, confident, successful. He enjoyed expensive cars, luxury hotels, photography, fashion. To strangers, he seemed like a man living an exciting life. Eventually, he moved to the United States and built connections through photography. He especially enjoyed photographing young women. At first, it looked completely legitimate. Many aspiring models dream of breaking into magazines or advertisements. When someone offered a professional photo session, it didn't always seem suspicious, especially in the early 1980s. There was no social media, no online background checks, no instant way to verify someone's identity. Trust came much easier, and Christopher Wilder understood that better than anyone. Instead of forcing his way into victims' lives, he invited them. He approached women in shopping malls, parking lots, college campuses, beaches. He introduced himself as a fashion photographer. Sometimes he carried expensive cameras, sometimes portfolios, sometimes business cards. Everything looked professional. He promised modeling opportunities, travel, money, magazine exposure. Some women politely refused, others accepted. Those who trusted him often disappeared. Investigators later realized that many victims had never considered themselves in danger. They believed they were beginning a modeling career. Instead, they were entering a carefully designed trap. By early 1984, reports from several states began connecting together. Young women disappeared after meeting a photographer. Witness descriptions sounded similar. Vehicles matched. Travel records matched. The pattern became impossible to ignore. The FBI launched a nationwide investigation. Christopher Wilder's photograph appeared across America. He was added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list. Police believed he was constantly driving across state lines. Every hour, he could be somewhere new. Gas stations, motels, restaurants, highways. No one knew where he would appear next. Despite becoming one of America's most wanted fugitives, he somehow stayed ahead of investigators. Then came one of the strangest chapters of the case. 16-year-old Tina Marie Rashiko crossed paths with Wilder in California. Like many others, she became trapped. Instead of immediately letting her go, he forced her to accompany him during part of his journey. Authorities later learned she wasn't simply being held captive. She was used to make Wilder appear less suspicious. A teenage girl sitting beside him made him seem like an ordinary traveler. Some reports suggest she was also pressured into helping him approach other young women. Every moment was controlled. Every decision belonged to him. She never knew whether she would survive the day. Then, without warning, everything changed. Wilder purchased an airline ticket, escorted her to the airport, and allowed her to fly home. No dramatic escape, no police rescue. He simply released her. Investigators have debated his motives ever since. Did he believe she could not identify him? Was he trying to reduce attention? Or was it simply another attempt to manipulate people around him? No one knows. Only Wilder knew the answer. If anyone believed the release meant the danger was over, they were tragically mistaken. Within days, new victims were reported. The manhunt intensified. Police agencies across the country exchanged information almost non-stop. News broadcasts warned viewers repeatedly. People recognized his photograph. Businesses called police with possible sightings. Every lead mattered. Every delay could cost another life. The search became a race against time. On April 13, 1984, Christopher Wilder stopped at a gas station in Colebrook, New Hampshire. He asked for directions. Someone became suspicious. State troopers responded. To them, it appeared to be another routine contact. But they quickly realized the driver resembled the nation's most wanted fugitive. As officers approached, the situation changed instantly. Wilder reached for a firearm. A violent struggle followed. Within seconds, a shot was fired. Christopher Wilder died during that confrontation. Just like that, the nationwide manhunt ended. No courtroom, no guilty verdict, no years behind bars. Only silence. Investigators continued examining evidence long after his death. Authorities connected Wilder to multiple murders across several states. Many experts believe the true number of victims may never be known. Some disappearances remain unsolved even today. Families were left with mixed emotions: relief that the threat had ended, pain that many questions would never be answered. Without a trial, there would be no public confession, no testimony, no explanation. Some victims' families never learned exactly what happened. For many, that uncertainty became its own lifelong burden. Christopher Wilder carefully built an image of success. He understood how easily trust could be earned. He used promises of opportunity, professional photography, and false ambition to hide terrifying intentions. His story also reminds us how different investigations looked before smartphones, before GPS, before social media. A fugitive could cross several states before investigators even knew where to begin looking. Yet, despite every effort to disappear, his time eventually ran out. His final moments lasted only seconds. But the damage left behind continues to affect families decades later. His case remains one of the most disturbing examples of deception hiding behind an ordinary smile. Some people believe Christopher Wilder escaped true justice because he never faced a courtroom. Others argue that his life ending during the manhunt prevented even more innocent people from becoming victims. Where do you stand? Do you believe justice requires a trial? Or was his final encounter the only ending this story could ever have had?